Aloha everybody, coming with another video. This video is about trauma and escape. Something I just realized, and this may be common sense to some people, but if you've actually lived it and you're in a trauma, you don't recognize a lot of the things that are happening. Sometimes your trauma reaction becomes everyday behavior that you just accept as that until you one day see a bigger picture and realize, oh, that was a trauma response. And I just had that moment. Um, all growing up, I was addicted to video games. Now, as a kid on Oahu, I had my cousins and I had other friends, so I socialized a lot more than when I moved to Maui. So when I was a kid, I had a good balance. I had video games, I had cousins, I had family, but video games were still an escape. But when we moved to Maui and I experienced more trauma, which is deeper to get into, but I won't necessarily go as deep. Let's just remain surface level for now. Um, I experienced a lot more trauma on Maui, where I wasn't able to vocally socialize or explain or contemplate things through verbal expression as much. So I shut myself out from the world, and I'll just focus on Saturday morning cartoons, TV, and video games, and that was my escape. And I would just get sucked into that world, and I became a real nerd in that sense. But also, when we got a computer, I was hooked on the computer, and I'll just get sucked into that. The funny thing is, like, I thought as a kid that that would continue for the rest of my life. I thought that's who I was, that was my identity. But since, as you guys have seen, I've been sorting out all of these issues, and Hawaii is a perfect place for healing because there's so much aloha here, and aloha that's based off of sharing aloha between human beings. It really teaches you here how to heal. And since I've been understanding more of how I'm connected to the culture instead of being disconnected from the culture through insecurities, I've been healing so much to where my old escapes don't work for me anymore. I have a new video game system. I still have my Nintendo 3DS, and I technically have my Nintendo that I'm lending out to my younger cousin. But what I realize is I have a hard time focusing on these things now because I've healed so much. I'd rather focus on my time on something that's worthwhile of communicating and helping people and also being there for my roommate who needs a lot of help and being there for my family. And I'm constantly analyzing ways to better myself to better help my family and others. And I've literally forgotten the art of the escape of video games. I'm more into books now, but what I've noticed is when you heal your traumas and you start to connect with people again and you start to learn to open up and become comfortable around people, you you don't need those old attachments anymore. I actually have to force myself to play video games so that I know I'm not wasting my money on these systems just sitting there. But like so I'll force myself to play for a little time at a time and then that's it. And honestly, actually my big escape now is social media and it's more social than video games. But and I can still work at bettering myself on a real social level. But for now this is helping. And yeah, I just realized that right now. My escape now is social media. But there's always things to work on. There's always things to improve on. And as you heal and as you get better, you'll be able to have better one on one conversations with people. Whereas you learn to be less selfish and you learn to listen and you learn to help. So, yeah, I'm just so grateful for this growth process and analyzing, reanalyzing, and seeing things from a different light. And I hope this message has of some value to somebody watching today. So, I want to thank you for watching and I want to say peace, aloha, salamat po, and mauriu.